Welcome to the Australian Hemp Council Fibre Forum. I think I can read this. My goodness, there's so much hemp fibre experience in this room, along with a massive inexperience. This very moment and this event is one of the AHC's key achievements in the process of building a foundation for this amazing industry. To go on, I would like to first thank Liz Neary and Bernard Thompson for the enormous amount of work they've put into the organising the forum. Deakin University, the CRC and Robert Bell's Australian Industrial Hemp Conference organisations have all been a great support for the forum. Our steering committee also included Stuart Gordon, Lynn Stevenson, Bob Doyle, Kieran Anderson and Jamie Milling. So a year ago I embarked on a self-funded, thanks to AgriFutures, trip from the Tasmania to Darwin, actively searching out various hemp projects being undertaken throughout the eastern seaboard. To my amazement, there were fantastic innovations and plans for hemp fibre development right across the country. This fibre forum is a direct result of what I discovered on my trip. My thoughts were that most of these projects were being planned in isolation from each other, with little knowledge of these projects across the industry, the community, and most importantly, government institutions. One of the key functions of the AHC is to bring the industry together and foster communication, collaboration and cooperation for the good of the industry. Today you can see this important strategy in action. During the last 20 years, the hemp industry in Australia has shown lots of promise and potential, yet with so little achieved in terms of a fully established industry. This is about to change, and we stand here as witnesses to the beginning of a fundamental shift in the prospects of the Australian hemp industry. My message to you all today is we must not stuff this up. It's really important. This industry is littered with false starts and fall overs, and I see it as the job of the AHC and its associations to create an environment that supports achievable success for the projects that we are learning about in this forum. Now, about the AHC, that's right off, sorry. Just here, thanks. The purpose of the AHC is primarily a grower and processor driven and funded organisation focusing on addressing issues impacting the industry whilst engaging with government and community. The members of the council are working to drive policies that will foster productivity of the Australian hemp industry with a specific focus on improving the industry's capacity to compete at a global level, thus ensuring long-term sustainability of a profitable industry. That is our purpose. The idea was first discussed in Geelong about 6 years ago. We formalised the organisation in June 2020 and have been evolving since. We are pleased to say that we have brought structure and recognition to the industry, having facilitated things like the establishment of grower-processor associations in previously unrepresented states like Queensland and Northern Territory. And just so everyone knows this, in reference to the Hemp Alliance, we did invite them to be involved in this process in the beginning, and they declined. If at any time they decide otherwise, we are willing to work with them for the benefit of the industry, and the door is always open. Okay, enough of that. The AHC is a 7-member council with each member representing the state associations. These representatives include Lynn Stevenson from Regenerative Hemp Victoria, Mick Anderson from Industrial Hemp Association South Australia, Lachlan from Queensland Hemp Association, and Jamie from the iHemp New South Wales, and myself with the Tasmanian Hemp Association. We have this structure so that we can discuss issues, make decisions and take action on policy in a timely and flexible manner. I would like to acknowledge Phil Warner's contribution to our organisation and establishment, and it really helped facilitate things with some financial resources that were really badly needed, and thank you for that, Phil. Others to mention include Bernard Thompson, our Executive Officer, Kieran Anderson, our Media and Communications Manager, and our most recent addition, Thule, from Queensland, who will be producing our market reports. And I've been approached yesterday by another young gentleman in the crowd here who is interested in assisting us with developing standard systems for the industry, which is great. We meet every month to discuss issues and policy which generates the information for a monthly report published at the end of the month. If you are interested in the Australian hemp industry developments, then you should subscribe to our report through our website. Also, we are interested in content that people would like to provide us to publish for the industry. Some of the achievements we've made is creating a comprehensive national network of hemp associations throughout Australia, engaging with governments, including contributions to state legislative reviews, encouraging more effective engagement from AgriFutures with industry, where AHC made significant contributions to the industry national RD&E strategy and the APVMA review. The Council has provided information and insight to many industry projects. Often we'll find that AgriFutures pays a consultant to do a report, then they go and ring us and find out gather the information for us to put in their report. And that's happened multiple times. Very soon, the Best Management Practices Plan will be published by AgriFutures. The AHC has been managing this project for AgriFutures, along with the project leader, Stuart Gordon, who has been doing an amazing job bringing it all together. And as I say in the document, it's the most collaborative piece of work by specialists from around Australia being done for the industry. We have created the Agronomy Working Group, which is a reference group of around 30 of the nation's top consultants, agronomists and researchers that helps provide information and guidance to the AHC on industry matters. We also have a grower forum available to members where guidance on hemp production is provided by hemp agronomy specialists. But you have to be a member of an organisation, one of these organisations, to have access to the AHC network. The organising of this event is another great achievement for the AHC, and so on it goes. I believe we have done a great job with so little resources. We are a volunteer organisation. Everyone here has put hours and hours and hours of dedicated work into getting this organisation up and running for the sake of the industry. We have begun the process of building our organisation, and for me, with one clear task in mind, which is to bring about badly needed legislative change for the benefit of the industry. As shown, we'll see on the slide. We're setting up a series of the next one. Sorry, yeah, we're setting up a series of committees based on food, fibre, fodder, extracts and carbon. These groups are open to anyone in the industry who wishes to support industry development. Each group will have a 3 to 5 member executive which plan to meet once per month, and the whole group will expect to meet around once every 4 months. The overall task of each of these groups includes providing guidance and information for policy development of the AHC Research Committee and the Legislative Action Committee. The Australian hemp industry has an extraordinary opportunity presented, which can be addressed with two key developments, which include industry research development and legislative change. We have the capacity to develop the most innovative and advanced technologies and processes in the world, given the calibre of our researchers and institutions, supported by competent and capable growers. There are a range of uses of the plant denied to us by outdated and ill-considered regulations, thus also denying us additional revenue streams that can enhance industry profitability both for growers and processors. These groups include people who have intimate knowledge and understanding of their respective part of the industry, who can ably develop sensible policy and solutions for government to bring about effective legislative and regulatory change that will unlock industry opportunities for both growers and processors based on the principle of whole of plant use. This will help build on our vision of establishing a globally competitive hemp industry ensuring long-term sustainable profitability. For those who are late to the party, I'd like to point out that the definition of hemp in Australia is cannabis with less than 1% THC. Anything over that level we've referred to as marijuana or high THC cannabis. I'd also note that medicinal cannabis is not necessarily high THC cannabis, and we believe that Australian farmers and industry should have the right and ability to grow, process, ready for market any of the products derived from the low THC hemp, including the terpenes and cannabinoids. In reference to the marijuana policy, the AHC has a neutral position. We are focused on hemp, just to make that clear. Other functions of these groups will include development of such things as industry marketing, product standards and quality assurance, and any other functions the groups determine that they should carry out. Our first group was to be established is the Fodder Group, chaired by Dr. Bronwyn Blake, whose executive includes Megan McKenzie from Victoria, Ken Dodds from Western Australia, Randeep Singh from New South Wales, and Selena Sylvester from New South Wales. They have set a fine example on their objective and purpose. I just want to go back to the, is it that one? So the objective to be the advisory body of the AHC on, this is an example of what all the group's functions will be. To be the advisory body for the AHC on the hemp and its derivatives as a feed for livestock and companion animals with a view to provide well-supported evidence advocating for regulatory changes and government policy at state and national level. The scope. The Hemp Fodder Group will have a wide-ranging scope encompassing various aspects of the hemp as feed and for livestock and companion animals. The forum's activities will include, but are not limited to, research and analysis. Next one. Regulatory advocacy, information dissemination, collaboration and networking, and policy development. Collectively, these actions will serve to develop the hemp feed market for both livestock and companion animals, and consequently assist in industry development by creating demand. And this includes ruminants, companion and performance animals, poultry and swine, and after a little bit of debate, aquaculture. Over the next 4 weeks, we'll be launching the Food Group, to be chaired by Mick Anderson from South Australia, and the Fibre Group, which will be chaired by Jamie Milling. Anyone interested in contributing these groups can contact us either through the website or in person today. We are still working on the carbon and extract groups. Once they are set up and running, we will set into place the research and legislative action groups. I know this is a huge task to complete, but we need to get our industry front and centre when it comes to government and community. I believe the rewards in the end will be monumental and worthy. The timeline for this process is focused on the upcoming federal election. So finally, I encourage you all to join your respective state organisation, which gives you access to the AHC networks. This helps our funding situation, but far more importantly, it means that we have names on our ledger that gives us the essential ability to influence government and other institutions. It's most important. I like to think that the AHC has given you a sound organisational structure and an opportunity to take effective action in supporting the development of the Australian industrial hemp industry. So step up, pay up, and enjoy the ride.